Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us for this Monday edition of News Channel 5's Midday. I'm Renee Allen, and we're bringing you special coverage of President Bush's visit today. We're going to go straight to Mike McNolly, who's out at AES, where the president has just arrived. Mike?
Good afternoon. We are live at the Alexandria Airport by the hangars of Millionaire, and as you can see, President George W. Bush has just touched down in Air Force One. Let me step out of the shot so you can take a look at the president's plane. He's right on schedule. We were told by the Secret Service advance team and by the White House press office that the president would be touching down at noon. It's exactly noon, and he's going to be getting off the plane momentarily to be greeted by 4 buses full of Rapides Parish school children. Also, Mayor of Alexandria Jacques Roy is out here, and Mayor of Pineville Clarence Fields. Now, the first stop here is actually at the hangar. President Bush will be awarding Marion Harrison. She's from Grant Parish, a resident of Montgomery, and he's going to be presenting her with the President's Volunteer Service Award, and then he'll go on to the downtown area where he's going to address local business leaders in a roundtable conversation about the economy. The White House is calling this a PR campaign to shore up the country's confidence in this administration's ability to get the economy back. And right now you can see some of the Secret Service agents coming off the plane. Ben, can we get in on a close-up shot of that stairwell? A lot going on out here. The press is actually staged on top of a flatbed truck, very secure. We've been swept by the Secret Service several times. We had to actually arrive here at 8 o'clock this morning, and there's the president coming down the stairway now. Ben, you have a better look at it than I do, actually.
Yeah,
we're at a distance.
He's got some camera guys getting down.
Right, this is the press. Of course, there's a regular contingent of reporters, national reporters, who cover the president, who travel with him, so that might be some of them coming off. Actually, yes, that is, because that's the back of the plane. Of course, the president is waiting right now. Ben, let's come over in this direction to the main door. He'll be coming down this main staircase. It's been an exciting morning. A lot of precautions, obviously, when the president comes to town. And as I said, he'll be presenting an award to this Grant Parish woman for her volunteerism at the VA Medical Center. And afterwards, he'll motorcade to downtown Alexandria for the economic speech. You're looking at live pictures right now of Air Force One at the Alexandria Airport. We're by the hangars of Millionaire. We're waiting for the president to come down. Right now we're starting to see the vehicles of the president's motorcade come onto the runway. Several limousines and SUVs, obviously with Secret Service agents inside. So those first images that we showed you, that was the rear door of the plane. That was the president's support staff and the White House press corps that travels with him. Right now you're looking at that main stairwell, and the president will be coming down in just a few moments. Renee, there's a lot of media out here, several satellite trucks and microwave trucks, so that's interfering with our talk back, but I assume we're going to stay with these pictures. We're waiting on the president right now to come down that staircase.
Okay.
Of course, Air Force One is a 747.
About how many people you see that?
There are several large groups on the runway right now. The press sequestered in one area, Secret Service, and then you can't see it in the shot right now, but there are busloads of Alexandria school children waiting to greet the president, to wave at him, to give him a warm welcome to the Alexandria area. I would say in total on the runway there's probably about, I'll ballpark it, about 200 people, civilians and media. Not sure how many people just came off the plane or how many people in the president's security detail, but I would assume you could add another 100 to that. So we'll say 200 here on the staging area. There's the president. Waving to the crowd. He'll come down, get into the motorcade, and first stop is the award ceremony for Miss Marion Harrison. Preparations for this presidential visit started late last week. And we were hearing buzz that he was going to be coming here. We weren't entirely sure at that time what the purpose of his visit was. The last time President Bush was in the central Louisiana area was for Fort Polk. Again, today this is for the economic situation.
He's with the mayor, talking to the mayors.
There he is with Alexandria Mayor Jacques Roy and Pineville Mayor Clarence Fields. And Congressman Rodney Alexander also with the president and the two mayors. Now, President Bush will be heading over to the Alexandria Chamber of Commerce. On Friday, the president was at the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, and in a speech he was talking about the systematic and aggressive measures that his administration is taking to get the economy back up and rolling. Of course, we've seen some rough past few weeks on Wall Street, so that's what the point of this visit is all about. Right now, that limousine is obstructing our view, but I assume he's talking with the two mayors being greeted by local officials. The president is on a very tight schedule, so all of this has been very well planned in advance. He'll only spend a few minutes at each area before he goes to give the speech downtown. And Air Force One is scheduled to take off again from England Air Park at around 2:40 this afternoon. Bright sunny day out here, absolutely beautiful weather. Of course, that has created some problems with glare and cameras. I heard a lot of media people in the press pool grumbling that they were hoping it might have been overcast so they could get better shots. But this is live television. We're out here at the Alexandria Airport by the hangars of Millionaire, and this is President George W. Bush.
I'm going to come out some more. Are we still on?
It looks like the president and some of those local officials might have actually bowed their heads for a prayer. What you're looking at right now very well could be the award presentation that I was telling you about. President Bush has awarded 650 of his volunteer service awards since he took office. It's a tradition everywhere he stops someplace in the country, in a local town, he presents one of these awards. Over 650 since the president came to office. And I do believe that's what's happening right now. I think it's that award presentation. I count 14 vehicles in the presidential motorcade, 2 ambulances in the back on standby.
By the way, this is not easy to shoot like this, just so you know.
Alright, there's some movement here from the Secret Service. The crowd is waving. It looks like the president, there he is. He's going to come over and greet the crowd. President George W. Bush waiting to the media now.
Okay, let's go out of frame. Going out of frame.
Alright, here we're going to try to move our shot so you can see President Bush shaking hands with some of the crowd. We've got the Rapides Parish school children over here. Things happen very fast when it's a presidential visit. You're watching live images right now of President Bush with a group of Alexandrians and children from the Rapides Parish School District. I have to say, Renee, this is a little unexpected. We were told that the president would not be working the crowd, but I guess when he saw all of the kids and the people that had come out to say hello, he wanted to come over, so he's greeting them right now. You can see the Secret Service agents behind him keeping their eyes closely on the crowd. Everybody who is here right now has been screened by Secret Service. We all had to go through metal detectors to get out here. People are allowed to take pictures. I can see some flashes right now from cameras. As you're looking at these images right now, the Secret Service motorcade is repositioning itself, so he'll go right from handshaking into the back of his car and then to downtown Alexandria. And there are several network photographers with him. Of course, they're the photographers that travel with him on a regular basis. And one of our photographers, News Channel 5's Bryant Ferguson, has been given press credentials to join the White House press pool, so he will be traveling with the president for the remainder of the day. Of course, when we started hearing buzz about the president's visit, News Channel 5 put in a request with the White House press office to interview the president, but we were told he was going to be on a tight schedule and he would not be doing interviews. I know there are some journalism students in there, so hopefully for any aspiring reporters, they'll ask the president a question. I believe they're from Buckeye, journalism class from Buckeye.
I don't think there's anything I can look for a second. I can see this with my mind.
This is President George W. Bush with Rapides Parish school children. Also in this crowd, several family members and friends of Marion Harrison. She's the one who received the President's Volunteer Service Award.
No, I did it already.
All right, the president is going to be heading into his limo now. Spent a few moments with the crowd here. These are live images of President George W. Bush. His motorcade now leaving England Air Park.
Hello? Hello?
The president is now bound for downtown Alexandria, where he'll have an economic roundtable discussion with local business leaders. Now those white vans that you see are support staff, and one of them also containing the press pool.
My crap. My crap.
Renee will toss it back to you in the studio. We're live out here at England Air Park, and we'll be back out here for the departure of Air Force One. For now, we'll send it back to you, Renee. This is Mike Magnoli reporting.
Very well done. We now have some presidential facts.